What is your take on alcohol? Can you adopt? Can you? Someone needs to be there to keep the money. Next, you want to ask your partner about their background.
Hey loves, you're welcome back. So if you've not watched the first part of this video, please click on the video above to catch up with this one.
Where they grew up from, their childhood. Ask your partner about this. Did they grow up in the village? Did they grow up in the city? Did they grow up with both parents or just single parents? Because your partner's background tells how he or she is going to treat you in the long run. If your partner grew up in a family where it is a single parent, then this person might act differently from where there is both parents. So when you ask them about their background, allow them to talk. Don't give them hints on what to say. When they speak, then you can start picking out points from those things they say. You would know if they were the type that grew up in a family where the parents does not agree, where they are always quarreling, and this can affect your partner's thinking. Could be the one that does not respect a lady simply because this was where he grew up from. This was the way it was done in their own family. On the other hand, this person can take it upon himself and say, I don't want to see this thing happen again in my lifetime. I don't want to stay in a place where a lady will be domestically abused. I don't want to stay in a place where violence is the order of the day because it happened in my family. I don't want that same scenario to take place in my life. Because of these things that happened, might learn from it and don't want that in your relationship. There are some persons, it affects them negatively. And ask your partner also, what is your take on divorce? Because this leads us to that. Did he come from a polygamous home? What is his own thinking about polygamy? If you grew up in a family where polygamy is the order of the day, they see it as nothing. It's a normal way of life. While you as a lady, you are not in agreement with this philosophy, with this idea of polygamy, and then you did not ask your partner, the next thing you get married, your partner decide that, oh, I'm tired of seeing just you in this house, I want to bring someone else. How are you going to take it? No. If he's the type that is okay with polygamous lifestyle, if he grew up in that kind of environment, who are his friends? Are his friends the type that are okay with it? Does he have uncles, relatives that are polygamous? So as a man, you want to also know the background of the woman you are with. If she comes from a home where the parents are no longer together, and then she also have that same mentality, along the line in the marriage, she could decide to this is what my mom did. She got tired of the marriage and then she left. She could not stay anymore because things were no longer working out the way it was working before. So I can easily leave the marriage. Most of our parents, they decide to stay in marriages simply because of their children. We hear our mothers say, I don't want to leave this marriage so that it will not affect my child in the future. Because when a man sees that the girl's mother is not with her husband, the man will think that it is the same thing the lady will also do to her when she gets married to him. So most of our parents endured in some marriage. They don't want their children to suffer for it, where the children begins to have issues simply because they are both separated. There are some people that are resolved within themselves that even if my parents separate, I'm not going to be divorced in my marriage because I've decided to spend the rest of my life with this person. Some persons have made that resolve among themselves, but there are also some who can leave the marriage with every little opportunity, every little chance they get, simply because of their background, the way they were brought up. So it is important you know the background of your partner, and also be observant about the way your partner treats people. Are they kind to people? Are they kind to those that work under them? as little as the domestic staff that works in your home, how do you treat that person? How do they treat that person when you visit them? So be observant about these little things. As a lady, how do your man treat his mother? Because that will tell how he will also treat you. How does he treat his families, his relatives, his friends? How does he treat them? Is he kind to them? People that are so close to him, as close as his family, if he cannot treat them properly, let alone you that is coming from a distance, different mother, different father, different relatives, how are you sure that he's going to treat you well? As a man, how do your lady treat her friends? How does she treat her siblings, her mother, her workers, domestic staffs in their house? How does she treat them? So be observant about these things. When you are observant, you will know the kind of person you want to spend the rest of your life with, if they are kind with these little observations. So if you are not observant, then you cannot see these things, because it's not everything they are going to tell you. You go to your partner's house, and then the domestic staff that works with them, your partner asks for water, and then they brings the water, and then you see the way she or he reacts to the domestic staff, either by talking to them rudely, as if they are not going to leave that position simply because they are working for them at that moment, and you are calm about that. You did not ask your partner, why did he talk to this person this way? Why did she talk to this person this way? You did not go further to ask. My darling, in the future, that person can also treat you that same way. So be observant about little things in the relationship. Okay? I hope this made sense. Next, you want to ask your partner about their likes and dislikes. Are you introvert? Are you extrovert? If this person is just going out simply because he wants you to be happy at that moment, because if you don't know these things, this person might be doing it just to please you at the moment, but at the long run, it can get tired of it, and then goes back to the way they were before they met you. So ask, so that you can know how to wrap your ways around it, so that the both of you can adjust. Because I'm not saying that you should leave the person simply because this person is an extrovert. No, there are things you can work on. If you cannot deal with a person that is like that, it is better you take your leave. When we get married, what would you want us to do on a weekend? Just to have the clues. What is the deal breaker for you? What is it that you love so much that when a person do this thing for you, you'll be so happy? Ask them about their social life. What is your take on alcohol? Because there are some persons that they don't want to perceive the smell of alcohol at all, while others are the type that love alcohol and even take one for the road. So if you are that type, you need to know if your partner does not like alcohol. Are you the type that is interested in just soft drinks? These are trivial things, but some persons take it so seriously. Some persons are pissed off when a lady takes alcohol. See, woman, why woman go dey drink beer? Why woman go dey drink this kind of drink? You no know say you be woman. So there are some persons like that they don't want their ladies to drink. So you want to ask your man, what is your take on alcohol? Ask it casually and see his response. Do not interfere in the conversation. Just ask and then wait to hear their response, and then you can know if you can handle it in the long run into marriage. So ask your partner if they would want to have kids. Don't just go straight to the question and say, how many kids do you want to have? Because you don't know if this person wants kids in the first place. So you need to know if he or she wants kids in the first place before you can know how many kids they would want. If he or she says, yes, I want kids, then you can ask the person, how many kids do you want to have? When would you want to have these kids? Is it immediately after the marriage or after some time? Because there are some persons that want to have children immediately after they get married. In short, the period of that 1 year, they want to hear the cry of a baby in that house. And also, there's something that nobody talks about. You want to also ask your partner which sex of kids would he or she want to have, just female or just male. Some persons are comfortable with just a particular sex of babies, but some others are not comfortable with it. They will tell you that if you have just the sex of baby, I'm going out, or I'm going to look for alternative to have this other sex of babies or children I want. So you want to ask them from the initial stage, so that you'll be clear on the issue. You will know your stand, so that in the future, if something contrary happens to what you both agreed on, you can know where to fall back to. You want to also ask, what if life happens, we are unable to have children, we are unable to have kids, what is going to happen to the marriage? Is the marriage going to get dissolved? Can you adopt? Can you seek for IVF and all of that? Because so many marriages have been frustrated simply because of the absence of children in the marriage, and they did not have this conversation before they got married. We know it's God that gives children. Yes, God gives children, and at his own due time he gives children. But you as individual, you want to plan towards it, so that you will not be frustrated when you get into the marriage, because there are some persons that these options is a no-go area for them. So be aware of these things before you enter into it. Marriage is a different ball game. It's not like a relationship. Once you are there, you are there. So you need to know some certain things before you get into marriage. You can also talk about the schools your kids will attend when they comes. If you would want them to school abroad, or if you want them to school in the best schools in your cities. These are things that is not easy to talk about, but you want to resolve it within yourself. Cross your mind, talk about it. If you are both on the same page to get married, you have to have these conversations, so that at least the marriage will be easy for you. If you are grabbing benefit from this video, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up when you are done watching. So finally, you want to know your partner's financial capability. I'm not saying that you should go and ask your partner how much they are earning at the end of every month. No, that will sound as if you are a gold digger, and you wouldn't want that. So it is better you are observant about these things. And if you are so curious to know about their financial ability, you can ask people that works in that firm without your partner having that knowledge that you ask them. Or you can go to the internet and browse it out yourself to find out their monthly salaries. If he has a property somewhere, you are not aware about it, but due to his conversation he might be having with somebody, you can find out, you can know, because that is the early stage of the relationship. And with that, you have gotten an hint about his financial capability. So he does not need to tell you everything. Listen to his phone calls. Sometimes you can ask your partner questions such as, if we get married, how would you want the financial aspect of the home to be taken care of? Would you want a home where it will be a 50-50 thing, where we are going to share the financial responsibility equally? Or you would want a home where it's going to be 80-20 thing, where you are going to cater for most aspects of the finances? Or would you want a home where you are going to take full responsibility of the finance as a man? So as a lady, ask your man these questions, because you need to know how money is going to be spent in the home, because money matter is very important. It is crucial you talk about money. Most people shy away from this topic, but it is a very important topic you need to talk about while in the relationship. It's not that you are married and then that is when you start thinking about how you are going to handle your money. It could become an issue in the future. Know if your partner is the type that wants a sit-at-home wife. They want to be responsible for the total affairs of money in the home, because sometimes they will not tell you that, oh, I love spending money a lot, but you will see these things from their actions, the way they look at money. There are some persons that they don't attach value to money. They spend money the way it comes. They don't attach importance to it. While there are some persons that hold money so sacred, they value money a lot and say, oh, this money, I cannot give this money out because I worked so dearly for it. There are some persons that are like that. While there are some persons that they easily spend. They are the spender type. So one person needs to be a spender, another person needs to be a saver. Because if the both of you continue that way, my darling, you can both go bankrupt. You can lead to poverty. So someone needs to be there to save. Someone needs to be there to keep the money. Most men encourage their ladies to be hard workers, to be so industrious, but they don't want the lady to earn more than them. Yes, that is a problem. When you earn more than your man, it could be an issue. Most men are intimidated by that. So ask your partner, what is going to be your reaction if I earn more than you? If my incomes become more than yours, what is going to be your reaction? How are you going to take it? While as a man, ask your partner, if life happens and then I lose my job, what is going to happen? What is going to happen to the marriage if we get married? Will you continue to stay with me till I get other jobs? We've come to the end of the video, and if there are some things I did not mention and you feel these things can be helpful in early stages of a relationship, these are things that someone can ask, please let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.